Hi, seekers of truth. This is Weird Christian. And, in all things of seeking for truth, you have to question, you have to brainstorm once in a while, and really think about things. And here I'm going to be talking about what is the Garden of Eden. Many have made presumptions and assumptions about the state of man and creation before and after sin, as well as the location of Eden. But it seems that the exploration of Eden's function is rarely considered. To discover what the garden is, one must consider what happens in Eden. Function defines places, things, and beings. A chair is defined by its ability to function as such. When a rock can act as a chair, it is considered a chair. If one walks on a log across a creek, that log is considered as a bridge. Plato believed the mind had idealized thoughts about objects, places, and beings. He considered the idealized to be the definer of all things. But this is not so. An idealized concept does not make an object. In truth, if the idealized is the only method of defining reality, since nothing is like the idealized, reality could only be considered an illusion. And you will find that this is what comes out of Plato's thoughts and Gnosticism. Plato's concept, when used, turns the mind to fantasy, not reality. We do not declare the nature of the object from our authoritative idealized place, and then it becomes our declaration. Instead, if it has the function defined by the nature of the object, then it is considered that object. If we had to wait for perfection, nothing would be used. It stigmatizes everything into nothing, into illusion, into not being able to use it. If you take it, the concept, to its thoughts, to its place. Instead, it has the function defined by the nature of the object. Then it is considered that object. The function of an object defines it. Eden is also to be understood by the functions that happen within it. I'm only going to name some of the functions. It has more functions than this, more things happening in Eden than what I will talk about. But here are some of the things. And you may not even, you've never heard these ideas before. Just wait for this. You've never heard these ideas before. Absolutely not. Because nobody thinks about things. They all presume everything. They never question. They never think. In Eden, God created man to learn about the world, understanding his needs and who he is, and develop solutions. It is a place of learning where the man names animals. And it is a place where Adam, here, I'll just go to my next page here. It is a place where Adam understands himself and discovers his need for a personal helper in his quest to know and relate to all in the world. In Eden, two trees are defined. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, I put a quote kind of around knowledge of good and evil because the way people usually understand this is sloppy and inaccurate, according to the Hebrew. and not in the way presented in the story. But I'm not going to talk about it here because that's a story in itself. Okay. The titles given to these two trees present their function. That function is to provide different types of knowledge. For the tree of life, knowledge of a way of living and sustenance is provided. That's the tree of life. And it's very more than that, but its basic function is that. Okay. It can be, okay. And the tree of the knowledge of good and evil also provides its way and its food. The titles given to the trees, by extension, provide an understanding of the properties of all Eden's trees. So, all the trees in Eden are about giving knowledge of some sort. That's what I'm saying right now. They're not just idea of trees. And people, okay, some people say, well, I'm not taking it literally. Okay, you can't take the Bible literally. If you did, then are nations animals? No, they're people. But in Daniel, nations are described as animals to give a description of what they are. And it's not what a nation is. Nations are not animals. And if you took it literally, nations would be animals. And so you'd have them being animals and people at the same time. So if there are two different things at the same time, like let's say if it was a bear and a person at the same time, a country, let's say it was a bear, like Persia, and it was people also during the time, and they were the same things. Let me tell you, when you make things that are different the same, you are being insane. That is the definition of insanity. When you think daylight is night and night is day, that's insane. So what I'm saying here is you cannot take it. You have to understand the context. You have to use language as it's supposed to function, as a language and ideas. And if you're going to use the word literal, use it in the proper sense. Don't redefine it to make you sound like you know something, or to make exceptions for some stupid statement that you make, that people have made. The Bible is literal. It's just a stupid statement. Stupid. Like, shows ignorance of the utmost. Redefining words, that's what Orwell does. That's 1984 stuff. I'm sick of it. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Anyway, here we go. It can be concluded that the general function of the trees in the Eden is to give specific knowledge. Each tree gives it specific knowledge. Eden could be considered a library where God teaches knowledge. Now, some people think that Eden is some kind of entrapment for Adam to sin, and then God can say, aha, I got you. Because they have no understanding of what they've got. They've got some Augustinian thought or some Greek knowledge to understand the nature of what's going on in Eden. In other words, they don't know anything about the culture or what's going on in the Word. And this is the knowledge. This is being accepted by so many Christians, or people that say they're Christians. And anyway. I'll just leave it there. Unbelievable. Of course, you realize I just said Plato. Plato doesn't, people think he's really intelligent and whatever. But I just said that he's not so smart either. So I'm not that smart, but at least I can think. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Eden could be considered a library where God teaches knowledge. In function, Eden would be a heavenly university. Well, an earthly university, but God's there, so it's heavenly. I'm just saying in that sense. But okay. God also converses with Adam in the garden, and when a God converses with a person, that's usually they do that at a temple. And this defines Eden also as a temple. And if you understand what happened in the Old Testament, in their temple, they also contained the Torah in the temple, a book of knowledge and words to be passed on to others. So I'm just going to leave it at that. There's so much more to talk about, but I don't want to keep going on. Like I could talk about the knowledge of good and evil, that tree, what it really represented. But I just thought I'd say a few of these things just to upset your apple cart a bit, to really think about things. I know that most people just want to be lazy and not think about things and just assume and just go on oblivious to what's really going on in the world or in Bible or anything. But anyway, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Anyway, God bless. Read the word. Think about it. And, may you learn something. And may you question me. Give me some hard questions. I'm ready. I won't be as sharp in answering your questions if you ask questions in the comments or something like that. So I'm just presenting this because I want people to think. And I don't really care if it gets 2 likes or no likes or 1 view or 10,000 views. Doesn't bother. It doesn't make any difference to me. All I'm looking for is the one person who actually wants to think. And that will make me delightful and happy, actually, and not a grumple like I am right now. Anyway, God bless, and may God be with you, and ask God for help, and ask God for knowledge, and search the Word, and He will answer. And the Bible is a very deep book. People just gloss over it all the time, and I really think people really have to think and search for knowledge and for God and for truth. May God bless you. Amen.